All right, IM1 classes. Today we're moving on to graphing relationship. So we're going to be reading little stories and then making graphs that match those stories. So let's look at our first example here. So Lillian left her house at a time of 0 and drove for 2 minutes to the store at a speed of 4 blocks per minute. Then she stopped and went into the store for 3 minutes. From there, she drove in the same direction at a speed of 3 blocks per minute until she got to the bank, which is 12 blocks away from the store. She stopped at the bank for 4 minutes. Then she drove home at a speed of 4 blocks every 4 minutes. Make a graph showing the number of blocks away from the home Lillian is X minutes after she leaves the house. Okay, so that's a really long story. And it's very confusing, but let's just take it one step at a time. All right, so if you look at the graph here, our x-axis, which is also called the domain, all right, this part would be the domain. And the y-axis, which is called the range. So let me back up. The x-axis is time elapsed, so how many minutes are going. And then the y-axis is the range, and that is the distance. So if we go back up to the top, she left her house at a time of 0. So I'm going to graph this. Let me get the right thing here. So start at 0, 0, and she drove for 2 minutes at a speed of 4 blocks per minute. So we're going to start this part, 2 minutes or 4 blocks per minute. So from there, that is 4 blocks per minute. So we're going to go up 4 blocks. That is not what I wanted. So starting at 0, 0, she drives 4 blocks in 1 minute. I'm going to do it again. Up 4 blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, in another minute. And there's her 2 total minutes of driving. So that segment represents the first part there. Then she stopped and went to the store for 3 minutes. So she stopped and went to the store for 3 minutes, meaning she didn't move anywhere. She didn't move farther away from her house. So for 3 minutes, 1, 2, 3, she stopped in the store. From there, she drove in the same direction, so away from her house, at a speed of 12 blocks per minute until she got to the bank, which is 12 blocks away from the store. So we need to go 12 blocks away from the store. So we're going to go up to 20 at a speed of 3 blocks per minute. So 3 blocks per minute. So here I'll count 1, 2, 3 over 1 minute. 4, 5, 6 over 1 minute, 7, 8, 9 over 1 minute, 10, 11, 12 over 1 minute. So that stretch right there, where she drove 3 blocks until that whole part is the yellow section here. She stopped at the bank for 4 minutes. So for 4 minutes, she's not moving. So 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes. And then finally, she drove home 4 blocks every minute. So the rest of the way, the last segment is driving back home. So starting here, she goes 4 blocks per minute back home. So we're going down back towards home. So 1, 2, 3, 4 over a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4 over a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the over 1 minute. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1 minute. And then 4 over. And there we go. We have finished graphing the story. So she's driving away from home, stops at the store, drives to the bank, stops at the bank, drives home. All right, let's do another one. One spring day, Caroline noted the time of day and the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit. So we have the time of day from 6 a.m. to 12 midnight, and the range, the y-axis, is the temperature. The temperature, so at 6 a.m., the temperature was 52 degrees Fahrenheit. So at 6 a.m., 52 degrees, 52 right here. For the next 3 hours, the temperature rose 2 degrees per hour. So for 3 hours, so 1, 2, over 1 hour, 2 more degrees, over 1 hour, 2 more degrees, over 1 hour. For the next 6 hours, it rose 1 degree per hour. So up 1, over 1 hour. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That point isn't very placed very well. There you go. That's a little better. All right. The temperature stayed steady until 6 p.m. So I need to go where it looks like 4, 5, 6. Just to be sure, I'm gonna make sure that's at 6 p.m. Let's see. 6, yeah, that's at 6 p.m. Good. And then for the next 3 hours, the temperature dropped 1 degree per hour. So down 1, 2, 3. The temperature then dropped steadily until the temperature was 60 degrees at midnight. So 60 degrees at midnight. So here's midnight, here is 60. So now we just need to, so you just need to pay very close attention to how it's reading and just make the graph follow along. Let's do the opposite now. So you're going to read a graph and then answer a question. So during a snowstorm, snow fell at a constant rate for a number of hours. Then it stopped snowing for a number of hours. Then it started snowing again. So it's snowing at a constant rate, stopped, started snowing. Aaliyah made a graph showing the inches of snow on the ground over time using the data she collected. How long did it stop snowing for? So we want to look, so it's between, so here, between 6 and 11, it is not snowing. So 6 to 11, that is a total of 5 hours. So it stopped snowing for 5 hours. So I want you to see if you can figure this one out. One spring day, Zoe noted the time of day and the temperature in degrees Fahrenheit. During that time, the temperature rose steadily and fell at different rates. On the set of axes below, Zoe created a graph of temperature over time. How long did the temperature hold steady for? So you can see each block is 2 hours. So this is just 1 hour, 2 hours, 2 hours. So another example, Maya left her house and drove to the store. She stopped and went inside. From there, she drove in the same direction until she got to the bank. And then she drove home. So this is like the first problem we did. The graph below shows the number of blocks away from Maya in X minutes after she left the house until she got home. How far away from her house was Maya after 6 minutes? So I'm going to go down here to 6 minutes. We're going to go up, see where it meets the graph. That meets it at 12 blocks. So she is 12 blocks away. So last problem, Ian left his house and drove to the store. He stopped and went inside. From there, he drove in the same direction until he got to the bank. He stopped and went inside the bank, then he drove home. The graph below shows the number of blocks away from home Ian is X minutes after he left the house. until he got home. How many blocks is it from the store to the bank? So here we have to determine, read it carefully. So he drove to the store. So he left his house and drove to the store and stopped and went inside. All right, so this first stop here is the store. All right, from there, he drove in the same direction to get to the bank, and then he stopped and went inside. So his next stop where it's flat is the bank. So how far apart are these? So if I use, just so we can see, so the store is 6 blocks away. The bank is 12 blocks away. So the bank, that's a total of 6 blocks between the two of them. So the bank is 6 blocks away from the store. All right, so your assignment's on Delta Math. Go ahead and log into Delta Math. If you have any questions, make sure you email or ask in class. Other than that, we will see you guys next time.